Have you ever seen how kids sometimes make the adults give in to their demands? Hundreds of years ago, there was one such little boy in Maharashtra who insisted that God Vitthal should eat his food offering. And pleased by his pure heart and his devotion, the god appeared before him and actually ate the kheer offered to him. That little boy was none other than the 13th century saint Namdev, who spread the Bhakti cult right up to Punjab. Even today, we find the entire life of this child devotee, his companionship with other Varkari saints, and his own work quite astonishing. During his life, Namdev wrote thousands of devotional poems in the well known Abhanga meter. 300 of his select Abhangas and an extensive introduction to them forms the book Namdevanchi Abhangavani, the topic of today's discussion. Namdev was born in 1270 CE in a family of tailors at Pandharpur in Maharashtra. By his early youth, he gained a reputation as a great devotee of Lord Vitthal of Pandharpur, a devotee with whom the Lord himself engaged in friendly conversations. Namdev began to express his deep devotion to the god through poetry. He described the Lord's beauty and his own eagerness to see his Lord through several compositions. For him, Lord Vishnu, or one of his many incarnations, Vitthal, was a kind of a divine friend. In one of his Abhangas, he says, Rupe Sham Sundara Nilotpala Gabha Sakhiye Swapni Shobha Dekhiela. The Lord, whose face is like the center of a blue lotus, I saw him in his grandeur in my dream. He holds the conch, the disc, the mace, and the lotus in his four hands. I saw him riding the emperor eagle. I saw the Lord of the universe wearing yellow garments and anointed with sandalwood paste. I am obsessed by the one who cannot be individualized in your mind's eye. Just as the mother is everything to a small child, Vitthal is the whole world for Namdev. Lord Sri Hari's face is the joy of joy. It takes my thirst and hunger away. I am united with Mother Vitthal. Now I have no desires left. Just as the chakor bird is delighted by the sight of the moon and the peacocks by clouds, I feel the rush of joy. All my sorrow, my pain has vanished. I just can't describe the state of my bliss. Since Vitthal is an incarnation of Lord Krishna, Namdev has beautifully described the deeds of young Krishna in his Abhangas. He has written long poems on the stories of Krishna's life. Hardly would any other poet have described these deeds so adorably. Crawling on palms and soles of feet, placing his left knee ahead, I saw the Lord in the courtyard, my friend. Or, he describes in words of little Krishna's mother, my child is so sweet and good, he looks so adorable. Why do you come to me with complaints against him, O ladies of Gokul? He creates a picturesque description of how the entire nature is eager to get a glimpse of the Lord. Malhar mahude gagani datale viju khade garjinne lege mai. Clusters of clouds have gathered in the sky. The lightning is playing with thunder. See how this rain is pouring with sweet streaks in its haste to have a glimpse of Govind. The necks of peacocks who are dancing with joy have turned blue because of their love for the Lord. The gaze of my Lord is so calming that my heart is one with Gopal. Around this time, Namdev got introduced to the four illustrious saints of Varkari tradition, Jnaneshwar, Nivruttinath, Sopandev and Muktabai. When Namdev realized the accomplishments of these siblings as Jnana Yogis, he too became restless to understand the true nature of God. He received spiritual direction from a great saint called Visoba Khechar, and Namdev's field of awareness expanded to the horizons. He was already an exceptional devotee, but now his God was not limited to the idol of Vitthal in Pandharpur. He saw him in every living being and every inanimate thing. He experienced the unity of self with the universe. In his famous Abhang, Tirtha Vithala, Kshetra Vithala, he says, the water is Vitthal, the land is Vitthal, God is Vitthal, and so is the prayer to the God. Parents are Vitthal, and so is the brother. Teacher is Vitthal, and so is the ultimate infinite resting place. I have found that Vitthal, and so death has no power over me now. By now, he developed a close friendship with Jnaneshwar. Namdev's Abhangas contain wonderful characterizations of these siblings. He says, the three gods are like imprints of the Almighty. They shine like suns in this world. Great is Nivrutti, great is Sopan, and great is Nidhan Jnanadev. His characterization of other contemporary saints such as Zanabai, Sauta Gardner, Goroba Potter, and Sokhamela are also remarkable. Literature in India has few examples of characterizations of real people. Namdev is one of the few writers and poets who attempted this feature before it further developed after the Western influence. Namdev's Abhangas also describe several incidents in his own life and document his spiritual journey. Although brief, we do get valuable information on the 80 years of his life, and so Namdev becomes the first writer of an autobiography in Marathi. Namdev accompanied Jnaneshwar at his insistence on a pilgrimage of North India. He wrote Tirthavali based on that experience. It contains beautiful descriptions of the walking tours to these holy places in North India by these two saints in the 13th century. But it is made even more interesting because of the discussions on Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga between these two stalwarts. A true devotee is different from others. He is different from even light and darkness. He experiences the pangs of love for the God, and that is called bhakti. This is how he explains Bhakti Yoga to Jnanadev. Jnaneshwar bid a farewell to this world through Sanjeevan Samadhi soon after this tour. A heartfelt description of that event, his own sorrow and the grief of Jnaneshwar's siblings comes out sharply through Namdev's evocative poetry. As others watch teary-eyed, Nivrutti embraces Jnanadev, shedding his reticence, and says, he never crossed the limit and brought glory to our teacher-disciple relationship. Nivrutti Dev says, however hard I may try, my mind will not rest. The lake has breached its boundary and the water twists through 12 channels. The bale of grass has come untied and the grass is scattered all over the moor. The shed is deserted by the doe and her kids are wandering in all directions. Even when our parents left us, we did not feel such sorrow. Nama says, O God, the fire burns, please assuage Nivrutti. Undoubtedly, this is the source of the poetry overflowing with feelings which gained prominence in later Marathi literature. In his later life, Namdev propagated the Bhakti cult, preached absolute faith in God, and highlighted the importance of chanting the name of the God. He says, his name is his form, his name and form are not different. Namdev was a born poet, and his muse was Lord Vitthal. The confluence of these two traits led him to write varied and plentiful poetry. He wrote narrative poetry, telling the stories from scriptures. He wrote in the style of folk songs, morning prayers, and his artis are sung even today. He established the Abhanga meter in poetry. Later saints of the Varkari tradition made great use of this meter and left a rich tradition of saint poetry in Marathi. Namdev wrote hundreds of Abhangas describing the God, describing his yearning for a meeting with the God, and even the experience of realizing God, which is beyond words. At the same time, Namdev also wrote Abhangas which preach to the common man. They reflect his earnest desire to make his fellow human beings experienced the same joy which he himself experienced by realizing God. His Abhangas were successful in opening a simple path to God for the people of medieval Maharashtra who were caught up in blind faith, rituals, and regulations. Namdev is credited with establishing the Varkari sect in Maharashtra. The sins scattered just by chanting the name of Ram, even Chitragupta drops his pen the moment you say the name of Ram. Namdev says, the mere sight of Pandharpur is capable of destroying all your sins. Pandhari is a place so auspicious, its fame has spread to the three worlds. Its mere sight destroys the sins. Who will contest this fact? The grass here is actually the great sages, and the birds are the gods. They have gathered here to witness the glory of Pandhari. Its land rests on Vishnu's chakra. It has all the virtues of Vaikunt. Namdev wrote almost 3,000 Abhangas. Let us hear from Professor Lalita Miraskar what important role he played as a poet in Marathi literature.
महाराष्ट्रात 13व्या शतकात संत नामदेव हे महान संत होऊन गेले. इसवी सन 1270 ते 1350 असं 80 वर्षांचं आयुष्य त्यांना लाभलं होतं. बालपणापासूनच विठ्ठल भक्तीचा ध्यास घेतलेल्या नामदेवांनी आपलं आर्त भक्तीच्या बळावर सगुण भक्त ते साक्षात्कारी संत अशी अत्युच्च आध्यात्मिक उंची गाठली. या भक्ती मार्गाच्या अनुभवावर आधारित त्यांनी भक्तिपर अभंगांची विपुल रचना केली. सुमारे 2,500 पर्यंतच्या त्यांच्या अभंगामध्ये आत्मनिष्ठ अभंगांबरोबरच विविध वाङ्मयीन प्रकारांचा सुद्धा समावेश आहे. त्यामध्ये त्यांचं आत्मचरित्र, तीर्थावळी, कृष्णकथा, संतचरित्र, उपदेशवाणी, नाममहिमा, लोककविता, कूटरचना, तसंच पंजाबातील त्यांच्या 20 वर्षाच्या वास्तव्यात त्यांनी केलेली रचना, पंजाबी आणि हिंदी अशी मिश्र भाषेतील रचना, अशा विविध प्रकारच्या काव्यांचा समावेश आहे. नामदेवांची ही काव्य संपदा विविध वाङ्मय प्रकारांनी समृद्ध झालेली असल्यामुळे त्यांच्या अभंगवाणीची सर्व वैशिष्ट्ये व्यक्त करणारे प्रातिनिधिक अभंग निवडून नामदेवांची अभंगवाणी हे पुस्तक हेमंत इनामदार, निशिकांत मिरजकर आणि निवृत्तीनाथ रेळेकर यांनी साक्षेपाने संपादित केलं आहे. मराठी वाङ्मयाच्या प्रारंभकाळी नामदेवांनी वाङ्मयाच्या इतक्या विविध प्रकारांमधून लेखन केलं ही गोष्टच मोठी विलक्षण आहे. आत्मचरित्राला आवश्यक असलेला स्वतःकडे पाहण्याचा परखडपणा त्यांच्या आत्मचरित्रातील प्रामाणिक निवेदनातून सर्वत्र दिसून येतो. आदी, तीर्थावळी आणि समाधी अशा 3 प्रकरणांमधून त्यांनी सखा ज्ञानेश्वरांचं मांडलेलं चरित्र तर केवळ अपूर्व आहे. त्यातून त्यांच्या भावनांचे कल्लोळ दिसतात, प्रसंगांची एकूणच चित्रमयता दिसून येते किंवा मित्रप्रेमाच्या पडीवर सुद्धा त्याच्यातून याचं सगळं विलोभनीय दर्शन आपल्याला त्यातून घडून येतं. त्यांचे भावस्थितीचे अभंग जर आपण पाहिले तर त्यांच्या आध्यात्मिक वाटचालीतील भावोत्कटतेचा आणि त्यांच्या भावकोमल व्यक्तिमत्वाचा प्रत्येक आणून देणारे आहेत. परमेश्वर काही भेटत नाही अशी मनाची निराश अवस्था झाल्यावर पतित पावन नाम ऐकुनी आलो मी दारा, पतित पावन नवेसे म्हणून जातो माघारा, असे निर्वाणीचे बोलते बोलतात. परंतु अखेर तो भेटायला आल्यानंतरची आपली आनंद विभोर अवस्था व्यक्त करताना ते म्हणतात, त्वरे धावनिया आलासे गोविंद, सावध सावध नामदेवा, असं म्हणून शेवटी म्हणतात, नामा म्हणे देवा उशिरा का केला, किंवा माझा आला राग तुला, अशी अगदी अर्जळी भाषा ते वापरताना दिसतात. नामदेवांचे हे अभंग म्हणजे भाव कवितांचे मूल स्रोतच मानायला हरकत नाही. नामदेवांनी साकारलेली कृष्ण कथा म्हणजे तर वाङ्मयीन वास्तूतील एक शोभिवंत शिल्पच आहे. विठ्ठल भक्ती, पंढरी महात्म्य, संत चरित्र, नाम महिमा किंवा उपदेशवाणी यासारख्या अभंगांमधून नामदेवांची विविध विषयांमधील गतीच दिसून येते. तर लोककविता आणि कूटरचना वगैरे यासारख्या अभंगामधून त्यांची आध्यात्मिक अनुभूती ते प्रतिमांच्या साह्याने आविष्कृत करतात. त्यामुळे हे एक प्रकारचं लोककाव्यच आहे असं म्हणायला हरकत नाही. एकंदरीत पाहता वाङ्मय प्रकारांची विविधता, आध्यात्मिक अनुभूतींची उत्कटता आणि तत्कालीन समाज जीवनाचे पडसाद अशा सर्व दृष्टींनी समृद्ध असल्यामुळे मराठी साहित्यात ह्या अभंगवाणीचं स्थान फार मोलाचं आहे. मराठी वाङ्मयाच्या प्रारंभ काळातील साहित्याचं दालन अशा सगळ्या वैशिष्ट्यांनी सजलेलं आहे. नामदेवांची अभंगवाणी या पुस्तकाद्वारे या सर्व वैशिष्ट्यांचा आविष्कार घडून येत असल्यामुळे वाङ्मयीन दृष्टीने हे पुस्तक अत्यंत महत्वाचं आहे आणि महत्वाचं ठरतं, यात काही शंका नाही.
Namdev did not rest after creating this spiritual awakening in Maharashtra. In his later years, he again visited North India. 700 years ago, in the absence of any means of travel or communication, it was not easy to leave one's home and family and travel hundreds of miles in a land where people spoke different languages. But Namdev traveled all the way to Punjab and settled at a village called Ghuman in Gurdaspur district. He lived there for 20 years and acquired a large following of disciples. During his stay in Punjab, he wrote poetry in Hindi and Punjabi. 61 of his verses are included in Guru Granth Sahib. Namdev carried the stream of bhakti, which had originated in Maharashtra, all the way to Punjab, and in this way transcended the boundaries of language to unite different parts of India through his teachings of bhakti. Sabhu Govind hai, Govind binu nahi koi. Everyone is Govind, there is no one apart from him. Just as a bubble on the surface of water is no different from water itself, this life is a playful act of the Almighty. My mind is the measuring tape, my voice is the scissors. I measure and cut the noose of death. I have no time for the differences of class and caste. I am busy chanting the name of Ram day and night. Namdev had promised to write 1 billion abhangas. For him, writing poetry was a way to worship God. Just as we like to talk constantly about that special person in our life, Namdev liked composing poems on his beloved Vitthal. Through his compositions, we have inherited a treasure trove of poetry which is laden with bhakti and experiences of a saint. Everyone should read at least these 300 select abhangas of Namdev compiled in this book, Namdevanchi Abhangavani. Thank you so much for joining us in this third episode of Grantha Yatra. Do send us your comments on YouTube channel and Facebook page of ASMT. We shall meet again next Friday to talk about a new book. Until then, keep reading. Goodbye.